Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Bridge3RD coming at you. We doing this YouTube live is what we doing here. I got my boy Straight Smoke and my man Marley Moore right here. And so, we up here to talk about anything really. It's chopping it up. It's chopping it up with these two men right here. I'm coming at you now and it's live. It is storming where I'm at. It just started, but this is the time. The time has started, and so we getting ready to go live is what we trying to do. I got my man Straight Smoke over here. Family first. What you say, man?
As always.
Good to hear from you, man. Good to hear from you. I got Marley, man, down here. What's going on with you, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much, man. This Friday. It's Friday. This is what we trying to do here. See what's going on. It's a lot been going on in the world. I don't know if I'm in Kentucky, so everybody know where they from. It's hard out there. In some areas, I take it life is what you make it. Life is a chess game. I like playing chess. Everybody needs to know how to play chess, because every move that you make in life affects your life. Everything you do affects your future. I'm a type of man where everything I do today reflects what's going on next year. That's how I look at life. Everything I do today affects what's going on next year. Me doing this right now is something that I'm trying. We're going to see how it affects me next year. Next year is when it would really see if it was good or bad, if it was a positive thing or a negative thing. You got to weigh things out. That's how I see things. What's going on, Straight Smoke? You got something you want to say?
I'm looking at and listening to what you're saying, and I totally concur, because what you do today will affect your future. It doesn't matter of what you procrastinate at. It doesn't matter of what you're planning on doing. Whatever you're doing, it always comes back full circle to show that your decisions and the decisions that you make not only affect you, it affects your loved ones and your family members as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What's going on with you, Marley?
I absolutely agree with you, man. I mean, things we do 20 years ago can definitely affect us now. The things we do right now can definitely affect our future. So, it's definitely, you hit that nail on the head. Definitely.
Jeff, let me remind everybody, you are talking to three small businessmen. People don't like using small. If you got a business, then your business is your business. It's big. It's you. It's as big as you allow it. But I have my own printing business. As you see, Straight Smoke, he has his own cooking business. Marley Moore has his own little business. What do you do, man?
I do everything you can think of have to do with paper. I print it. I design it. Anything with paper. If you need me to go out there and chop a tree down and chop it down and then cut it up to make some paper, I know how to do that too. You heard me?
What's going on with what you got, Straight Smoke?
As always, what we do is custom smoking for any occasion, anytime, anywhere. Name what you like, we'll smoke it for you, and I guarantee you it will always be our best.
And so that's a little bit about us. That's it right there on that part. We trying to look at news that also has happened in the world. This YouTube stuff that people go live with, it's everybody talks about, you got to get in an algorithm or something, I don't know. I'm trying this out. I kind of like it. I like viewing people that does this, but the information that you get from what you watch on here is the key. Information is the key.
I do concur.
You know, the title of this is the description rather is the only stupid question is the question not asked. The question not asked is an answer not learned. And so we up here to ask each other's questions and try to talk and you know, we all got different backgrounds. We come from different parts of the world, actually. Well, not world, but of this area of the United States, you know, of North America. You know, we in North America, where United States is what it is. You know, we in North America where United States have come in. But that's another topic. But would you like to start talking about straight smoke?
Well, me personally, I mean, it's a lot that a lot of people are already covering. I mean, just like all three of us have had in private chats. I mean, from genealogy to world affairs to even small business to even farming or growing. It's a lot that we can talk about that can enrich the knowledge of our people and all people. So as I see fit right now, it's more so us talking about the things that is informative to people so we can extend the knowledge to break generation ignorance. That's what I'm really focused on. That's what I focus on at home with my kids and my family.
Yeah, I understand that, man. You know, and so I belong to a group. A group, shall I say, you know, a group called BCU, you know, Big Chief University. You know, we try to study our ancestry, study our genealogy, start understand where we come from. You know, I'm trying to figure out who my fifth great grandfather was. My fifth great grandfather, I believe, was a Jesse Hampton. But his name was, you know, Jesse. And so I'm trying to say his name and learn more about him.
Past proves future. So learning about your past is going to show you, and that's why I said a lot of people use that term generational curses. They're breaking generational curses. And that's why me, myself, and who I consult with, you know, just as well as you, it's not generational curses that you have to break. It's generational ignorance that you have to break. Because at the time, the information was not as prevalent as it is today.
What you say, Marley, man? What you got to talk about over there? What you over doing?
I mean, y'all talk about some factual stuff, but you know, I mean, we talk about. I mean, generational curses is one thing, but you know, like the thing is though, how do we get individual families to understand or know, or to even research or to even to put on the spectrum of this is where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we start putting that information into the atmosphere for them to know? That's the question today, because we can talk about generational curses and being ignorant to certain shit all day long. But at the end of the day, how can we put it out there so that they can know? How can they have that information obtainable so that they can go get that information? Because a lot of people don't even know what to look for, what to do. So how can we get that information that we know and get that sent out to the masses? That's the question of the day. Yeah. I mean, it's always about we don't have this or we don't do that. Okay, cool. We know that. But then what are we going to do to put that information out there so people will know this is what it is? Or this is how you go find this. Or you want to know about your background? Here's what you need to do. A lot of people don't even know where to start at. Maybe curious, but they don't know where to start at. So how can we get that information and put it out there? I mean, yeah, you got the ancestry.com and all that, but we're talking about how do we as a people, where do we start at?
Now, see, I do have a problem with ancestry.com.
I do too, but go ahead. But let me hear yours.
Okay, so like ancestry.com is owned by I hope y'all do know these entities. It's called BlackRock, Vanguard. I hope you two know these entities because majority of anything is owned by these two people. Okay, so BlackRock and Vanguard has a monopoly over all the companies that you see today that you shop from. You can go, if you give me a minute, I will prove my point by pulling it up and showing you how much they literally own of all these companies. Now, you're giving your DNA sample blindly to a corporation to tell you where you come from. That's my problem right there. Because they can tell you anything. They might even mix and match your DNA sample with someone else to say you're from there. Okay? So what you did was positively give them a piece of your DNA, not only for them to use, but claim that they own. Now, they own a segment of your DNA. How does that sit with you?
Yeah, see, I don't like that part.
I don't like that part either.
That's some fine print.
And I had some family members that done did it. They keep trying to get me to do it. And I'm like, man, nah, I'm cool on that. Like, I done kind of got to the point at 45 years old. I done got to the point. It ain't about where I come from. It's about where I'm going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm curious, but at the same time though too, it's like, you know, more than half my life pretty much is gone. You can honestly say like, shit, I may live another 30, 40 years. Hopefully I do. But you know what I'm saying? So like, at the end of the day, I'm not even curious no more. I was able to see 3 generations of my family. You know what I'm saying? I was able to grow up and see that. My grandfather died in 2011, and my great-grandfather passed away in 94. You know what I'm saying? So like, understand. So like, I got to see quite a bit of, you know what I'm saying, my thing. That was 17 then when he passed away, and got to meet him and got to know him. You know what I'm saying? As a 17-year-old teenager. So for me, I'm not really curious. You know what I'm saying? Some people are very curious, but I'm not really curious. I'm like to the point now, it's like, nah, like I know where I come from. At the end of the day, I know that along the lines, it's some white people in my family. Cause my family's high yellow. My great-great-grandfather was a white man, but he was married to a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So I do know that. So I know it's some white blood in my body. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, too, I don't give a shit about that. Like I said, it's about where I'm going, not where I come from. I always show the respect from where I come from. But at the end of the day, too, like I'm not even curious about that. For somebody to tell me this is where they think I come from, come on, man. I ain't buying that bullshit. Not buying that. Not buying
and that's
that.
my whole problem is because that's why I say, you know, generational ignorance, because none of this stuff was known about in the times that our great grandparents were living.
Right.
You know, so the masking of the truth is the problem. And that's what I'm attacking more than anything, as far as my home front and the family members that I care about. I want them to know what I know. I know it sounds far-fetched. I know it sounds crazy, but who can actually come up with this stuff out the thin blue air?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a scam. You know, they can make money off of it, so they're going to do it, and they're going to run with it. I like the genealogy part of the ancestry. On the ancestry, the part of it I use is the records. I've been able to trace, you know, my ancestry through records, through the census records, and through birth records and death records. I've been able to chase my ancestry through that way to find out, you know, where my people come from. And it shows that we've been here in Kentucky since the 1830s, owning land in the 1830s. Been here,
and a lot of it.
Yep.
And that's the question right there is where did it all come from? Why ain't we got it now?
Well, you know how it works. You know how it works, just like I know how it works. Because I hate to say it like this, but again, people use lawyers to do things to people in malicious ways. That's just what it is. If they want your land, they know exactly how to get it. Like they totally got rid of. Did you know there was a land agreement for anyone that owned any kind of property. There was no deedles and tithes. There was no deeds. There was no titles. There was none of that. These were land agreements between the private owner and the federal government. At that time, they did not have property taxes. That's something else that should be looked into. Abolishment of property tax. I mean, if you think about it, why do you have a DMV giving you a license plate sticker, a front windshield sticker, just to verify your vehicle? Doesn't your plate, your license plate, do that all in itself? Because I guarantee you the police officer is not reading the sticker that's on your plate. They're reading your plate. So why are you being overly taxed for your possessions?
Because as individuals, we got to pay these crooked ass judges and these crooked ass cops. That's what that money goes to. All the extra money you're paying, it goes to pay them some bitches.
And which I understand, but I don't think that the rationale of any common sense person, how are you, listen to me, you get paid, you get taxed. You go to the grocery store with the money you got, you get taxed. Anything you do with your money, you are being taxed. Yep. After they done already took the taxes out of the money, they're going to double and triple the tax on what you're getting, regardless. So anything that you do is still being taxed. At what point do we stop with all this taxation? That's theft.
Like I always say, somebody got to pay for all these police, judges, all this corrupt bullshit that go on. Somebody's got to pay for it. So that's why we keep getting taxed. Instead of the money going towards shit that people need, like healthcare and education, it's going to pay these other corrupt motherfuckers. Like shit, like just like anybody else shit. So a lot of people go to college, get 4-year degrees, to get a master's degree, to go out and work, to pay back student loans and pay other shit. These motherfuckers can go get a fucking job, and basically just sit there and say guilty, not guilty, and still get a check based upon what we pay in taxes. Shit's bullshit. They should have to hustle and work for their money just like we do. They get paid regardless. As long as we keep paying our taxes, they keep getting paid.
And that's my whole thing. That's why I like being the small business, as you so eloquently put, Bridge. That's why I like being the small business. It's not small to me. It's very big to me, because I am first for the consumer. I'm not trying to rob nobody. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I give the best product that I can give on a daily basis because I believe in what I'm doing and I stand behind my craft and my work.
Right. Right. So that's all we can do, man, is stand on our 2 toes and put our feet down and go. Show our kids, what is a man supposed to do, and to leave our legacy. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to leave my kids with a source of income. That way they show that they will know what it's like to work for themselves. Understand how this game is being played.
Mm-hmm. And that's my biggest thing, because life is not a game.
Oh no.
Life is not a game. Yeah, I mean, you can look at it every day. You can go to any of these big major cities and you might fall victim to something you don't even know about, and that's just what it is. And it'll be chalked up as such because you're just, what do they, I hate this term. I hate this term so much. At the wrong place at the wrong time. How is that remotely possible, to be at the wrong place at the wrong time? So I look at it like, it's just hard. It's just hard to understand why we have to go and do the things that we're doing, because we have to keep up with the Joneses. Who cares about the next pair of Jordans or an iPhone or anything like that? You do know that these things are made by slave labor, and they're upcharging you to how much does an iPhone? What was it, like $1,000, $1,000?
12, more than that now.
You see what I'm saying?
$1,400.
But it's a slave-made phone. I mean, where's the recognition in the whole mental of how this stuff is being made? You got a $20 phone that's being sold to you for over $1,000.
Yep. And they make it to the point where motherfuckers feel like they gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Like, that's the only way you're gonna survive if you ain't got that phone.
And I was in that cycle. I used to have every iPhone. Every new iPhone that came out. And now it's like, man, do I really need it? It is nice, but it ain't doing nothing different than my other one.
No, it's not. And hold on. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Did y'all hear about the iPhone settlement?
No.
So what Apple did is they literally stopped all older iPhones from being updated, so you would be forced to buy a new one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They do that anyway.
But I'm saying, look at that. You know what that's called in legal terms, correct?
It should be monopoly or something like that.
No, that's predatory, evasive technology abuse.
But I mean, that's no different, and it's gonna be kind of wild. But the same shit that McDonald's did with the fucking ice cream machine. How come every fucking ice cream machine is same shit? The company who manufactured them did the shit on purpose to make sure that they constantly stay broke down, so they got keep McDonald's keeps calling them out for service and keeps taxing their ass. Come on, bro. It don't make sense for why every fucking time you go to McDonald's, your kid wants a damn ice cream. They can't get it because the ice cream machine's there. I done been to 5 different McDonald's, and the ice cream machine never works. Same shit. Same thing they do with the phone. They do the same shit with the phone. Same shit. Your phone start doing silly shit, dropping calls. Your storage gets full, like shit. Like I'm like, damn, like really? Yeah, you need to spend $2.99 a month, and you get updated storage to the cloud. Fuck out of here.
Okay, gentlemen. I wasn't just paying attention to the chat, but we have a Ross G. He said, "Straight smoke, you are spot on." And then he had another question.
How do you gentlemen think? Yeah.
How do you gentlemen think we can help the next generation be stronger than we are?
Education.
And then he says, more slavery now than ever in history. And I agree with that too.
Just paid slavery.
Paid slavery. That's it.
That's it.
How you want it? The thing though is people have to realize it's up to the individual. I look at there, like information is so accessible, and then you got a lot of people who are millionaires, athletes, what have you. The thing is though is what guidance are they having? These young guys, 18, 19 years old, the guidance they're having to put back into their communities. See, a lot of that, like think about it. If 30 years ago, if the kind of money was out there for people to make that kind of money in sports, you know what I'm saying? And, doing stuff in their community, this and the other. Do you think things would be different now? Because it's a lot different. It's a lot different in making $800,000 a year versus making $30 million a year. So understand, I mean, it's the mindset. A lot of it's mindset. A lot of it's like nobody around you to guide you. A lot of these guys, they get situations, music, or even in sports. And they get stripped, and the people who's done helped them or guided them, they get took away from them. So then you got a whole new set of people that's around you, and their objective is to make you spend, to make you do X, Y, and Z. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do that. So the thing is how do we guide them people? Because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna help for us to. That's the easiest way I see it for us to actually to buy, how they say, buy back the neighborhood or buy this or buy that. Make them invest in the right things instead of having them invest in BS. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of BS investments that they're doing.
Well, if they keep you focused on getting the latest car, phone, clothes, and everything else, of course, your money is gone.
Oh
That's
yeah,
not no serious asset. That's not a
right.
serious
At the end of
asset.
the day too, but like I said, a lot of it has to do with the people that surround them too. You know what I'm saying? If you got structure around you, a lot of times you don't have room for that. It's some athletes will tell you that, like, I had so and so around me, so they helped me. That's why I'm still getting good money. So I'm still have this kind of money today because I had X, Y, and Z around me to make sure I didn't make, you know what I'm saying, BS investment. So I didn't do this to spend my money on X, Y, and Z. Sometimes it has to do with the people that surround you. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Well, in all retrospect, I understand what you're saying. Now, I'm gonna allude to exactly what you're saying, and I'm gonna use the same format that you were saying. Let's look at these athletes and social media lights and all big Hollywood and all this other stuff. Those people do not care about nobody else but their own families. Okay. You know why I say that? Don't you remember LeBron James opened up a school in Akron? How many kids passed for reading, math, science? How many kids passed?
They said zero. They said 0 kids in something.
Zero. So you can put all the money that you want into something if there's no substance to it. These people are really showing you it's not who is doing what or buying what. It's these people do not understand. They're caught up in it. All they want to do is be the next this or the next that. They don't know how to be themselves because they only did one thing and it worked. They destroyed the nuclear family, man and woman. They destroyed that, especially in the Black household. Why do you think welfare is here? Why do you think all of these programs, free programs, is set up? So if your old lady gets Section 8, can a man be in the house?
Nope.
No.
Exactly.
But that was I mean, we know that was by design. That was to break families apart. So then, like, okay, you ain't gotta work. So we'll give you X amount of dollars a month on top of food stamps, on top of $30 rent a month, as long as you don't have no man in the house. Okay. From a woman's standpoint, hell yeah. But at the end of the day, too, it's like,
but you just shut down your family.
Yeah.
For some money. You corrupted your family for some money. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I've never seen nothing like this in my life. And I had to live through it just like you did. Both of us, all of us. But I think it's time for us to, like, literally put our foot down and be like, we have to be the example to lead men back to being men. Everybody talks about a lot of different things, but they don't talk about the nuclear family. I find that appalling.
So, he said he picked the wrong people to lead the school.
I agree. He did. But it goes back to what I said, though, too. Sometimes everything isn't designed for an individual to know exactly how it's supposed to operate. Like, the thing is, though, you got to put people in position. Just because you got the money don't mean you're the smartest. I always say it all the time. Just because you got a whole lot of money don't make you a smart individual, period. I know a lot of people with plenty of money and dumb as hell. Like, we all do. You know what I'm saying? Money don't make you smart. The thing is, though, is he is a very smart businessman, but at the same time, too, people are not experts in every single field that they go into. So the thing for him was, what he probably messed up at was he didn't evaluate and get the right educators in there to help with that school that needed to be. He probably gave people opportunity who said that they could do X, Y, and Z. But it's no different than what the school system in Louisville is dealing with right now. They had a company that came in and said, yeah, we can get y'all's bus system together and we'll do X, Y, and Z for you guys. But the school system didn't check their references. Didn't know that they went to Columbus, Ohio and messed up their bus system, or went out to California and did the same thing to a school system in California. Didn't know that. You got to do your research before you just start bringing people in. Just because you got a piece of paper that says I'm a PhD or I got a master's degree or a 4-year degree in this, don't mean that you designed to be a teacher or you're designed to run a school. Period. Sorry.
You know what I found out? Like, this gonna sound crazy. like PhD. You know what that stands to me for? Paid human dummy.
Oh yeah.
Straight up. It's a whole bunch of people with all these acolytes, dumb as a rock.
Yep. I absolutely agree with you.
And so that's what I love about homeschooling. You know, my sister has her homeschool academy. She had it. She's in the process of rebranding it. You know, she's at this chapter of her life where that right there is what we need. The homeschool academy is a beautiful thing. Us teaching our kids ourselves is what we need. You know, the homeschool gives you more one-on-one with the kids. It doesn't give you what someone else is telling you about what happened and what's going on. Is you telling them what happened and what's going on. Kids learn differently. Not everybody needs this textbook. Me personally, I was a hands-on person. You know, me sitting there reading the book, I didn't really get that. But me reading the book and working on the same project at the same time, I passed it easily. I want to say physics. Physics was okay with me. Physics 2 became hard. Then when I came to calculus was easy. And those 2-3 subjects right there were supposed to be harder than the other. But it kind of like skipped me. I was okay with the harder one versus the easier one, as whatever was going on. And so it's about teaching the kids, you know, individually or teaching them differently. I'm more hands-on. Not everybody is hands-on, but that's the type of person that I am. And so being at a homeschool academy, from what I learned with my teacher, teaching their kids, you know, that togetherness, you know, makes the child learn a little bit better.
Well, what you're giving them is like structural support. When you homeschool, you give structural support because you not only see the rate of their learning, you see how their emotional state or mental state is taking to what you are teaching them. So once you erase the emotion, see, that's the problem nowadays. Everybody's so freaking emotional about something.
Yep. And
when
so
it comes to learning, there is no emotions when it comes to learning.
Yep. We got Ross saying throwing money at a problem only enables the people overseeing the problem to continue saying there's a problem. And that's
yes, sir,
it.
Ross.
The people throwing the money, you know, is the problem.
Because they making money. That's all they doing. They making money. They're not caring about what's going on. They're making money. And then look who they're making money from.
Right. And then we got Junior. He says that exactly. He should have gotten with Steve Perry. He's proven he has a proven system with his school. He's right.
Yeah.
And so, because there's multiple programs out there, not just his. You know, there's other athletes that have their own school system that's going on, but I don't understand why they're not publicized as big as his was. You know, or the schools are doing good, but them people maybe hid behind the shadows. You know, they didn't really broadcast it, I guess.
Mar, you got something on that?
Not really.
And so, but I will say I just saw this where Junior put in there financial literacy is what needs to be taught. And to me, that is something to be taught because it took me too long to learn how to do a checkbook. It took me forever to learn how to do a checkbook.
Real
you know,
stuff.
And so stuff like that is something that is needs to be taught. Credit does need to be taught. Growing up, credit wasn't a big thing, but credit now is everybody has to have it. If you don't got credit, then you can't move a certain way. You know, and so leaving somebody with credit or helping someone get their credit, you know, is the thing to be, is one thing to do. You know, I'm just now getting to where I've got pretty decent credit. I'm trying to help my children have decent credit, you know, as soon as they get into the game.
Well, the only thing that I gotta say about credit, and I'm speaking solely like I do have it, but I don't use it, and it's for a reason, because I'm not gonna play the federal game. Okay? Because if you look at what's going on today, the Fed is trying to, they opened up their own thing. It's called Fed Now, and they're moving towards central bank digital currency, CBDCs. I know everybody's heard about this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now, you do know that they can shut off your money.
Mm-hmm. That's the whole purpose of it.
That's the whole purpose. And do you want to know the underlying cause of why they said they will do that? So you could not buy ammo. Ammo.
And that's what
to
this
defend
new
yourself.
This new Fed coin.
This is Fed Now. This is brought to you by the Federal Reserve Bank of America. They're doing CBDCs, central bank digital currency.
Can you pull some information up about that?
I'm sorry?
Can you pull some information up about that?
Give me 1 second. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
And so while you do that,
sir, I can.
They keep saying that allegedly that the US dollar is going down. They say now that if you had what is the euro? The euro is still at least $2 or $1 US dollar is still $2 or $3 for euro, something like that.
I mean, I don't think it is as Americans, bro. We just reaping what we sow. I mean, shit, we done handle people rough for years, and now it's to the point now where how did Malcolm say our chickens are coming home to roost? And that's basically what it is. I mean, it's basically everybody's teaming up together to go against us. Think about it. We're the only country in the whole world that we got army bases and naval bases and this and this on other continents. Come on, man. You don't come to the States and don't see no Asian. You don't see none of that over here. So now everybody's just getting tired of us being bullies. You know what I'm saying? And think about it. Half these countries, we done threw them money for so many years. Now they done built up their money up. So now it's like, okay, we don't need y'all money no more. So basically they're taking our money and using it against us now. So I mean, it is what it is.
Well, to say what you're saying right there, I'm gonna go ahead and let you in on a little, I don't know, I don't want to call it a secret or nothing, but truly what's happening is the BRIC system is in play.
Oh yeah,
okay?
definitely there.
The BRIC system is in play. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China. They're in play. They got a gold-backed currency. That's what they're doing. A lot of Americans don't even know that Russia has just agreed to set up military bases in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
China already has military bases. That's right, in Canada. I can show you footage of them doing drills off the coast of Alaska, Russia and China together. So it's not so much as it coming home to roost. What it is America got sold out by the people.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yep. In so many words, yep. It's basically we done beat up on everybody for so many years, and everybody's teaming up together to beat up on us. That's basically what it is. And in the next 20 years, we're going to be in the next 20 years, we're going to be a third world country. Off the back of that.
Guaranteed, because they already flooded us with the same thing they did to Europe 6 years ago. Yep. No, 8 years ago. Don't you remember the so-called migrant invasion in Europe?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. So this is another planned playbook that these people have. And I don't know. Hey, Mar, do you know who Klaus Schwab is?
Name sounds familiar.
Have you ever heard of the World Economic Forum?
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Okay.
This man says that in the global world, you will own nothing and love it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That sounds about right. Dealing in the digital age, that's basically what they're doing in the digital age. They make it to the point where you don't own no digital content. Pictures, think about it. Everything is on your phone now to the point where you can't even music is streamed now. You can't even find a CD nowhere no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things they're doing, they just slowly but surely where you don't own no content. You got to pay for everything that you got. That's basically what they're doing.
So
that makes it where you don't own
so
nothing.
imagine if they're saying that you will own nothing, they're coming for your land, dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
They want to make everybody a renter, my dude.
Yep.
You're a renter. You're just using the space until you can't pay for it no more, and then you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no owning. That's over with.
So like the club system now, how they do when you buy them sections in the club. You got this section for an hour and a half. After that, if you ain't trying to re-up, you got to go.
Exactly.
That's how
so they're letting you know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. You own nothing. You don't get this for the whole night. You don't get this for the rest of your life and pay a 30-year mortgage. No. You got this. You can keep paying this $1,500, $2,000 a month rent, you know, till you, like you said, till you can't pay it no more.
And then you got to go.
Yep.
Because it's not your property. So they've been out. If I don't know if you've been noticing this, but I've been looking at some actuaries, like real estate actuaries. And do you know that if your house costs you, let's just say 75 grand, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will have to pay $250,000.
Wouldn't doubt it. Makes sense.
That's the uptick that they want to say that that's yours.
I mean, that's basically what they're doing now anyway. I mean, you before the pandemic, you could buy a house for $150,000. That same house now is about $225,000.
But if that $225,000 house, after you sign and get everything going for your 30-year thing, whatever you want to do, it's gonna come up to like $500,000.
Oh yeah, because the interest rate is gonna kick your ass.
It's gonna kick your ass. These people ain't playing no games. I don't understand why nobody ain't seeing this, man.
Because people don't want to see it. They think it don't apply to them. Everybody's living in a fantasy world. The thing is, at the age that we're at, we think enough to care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the ones that we got to really teach and got to buckle down on is them 30 and under ones. Them are the ones that we got to really teach. Because by the time they get to our age, 40, 45, 50, it's going to be problems. It's going to be serious problems for them if they don't understand what it is. Like, you talking about you don't care about credit cards. I'm kind of the same way. Like, I got two. I don't use them all the time. I only use them when I feel like I need to use them. But at the end of the day, too, like, but a kid 21, 22,
man, run it.
4 or 5 of them, plus store cards. Just said the other. Before they 25, they got $30,000 in credit card debt. That ain't including student loans. So, I mean, you know, it's the thing is, it's teaching them how to, we was taught how to maneuver without credit. Cash only.
Cash
you can
only,
finance it. Yeah, you get a car, you know, you find your car for 20, 25,000 in, you know, in the 90s. Yeah, you can finance it, you know what I'm saying, pay it off. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't about no credit cards.
I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't gonna even lie to you. My old man, my dad told me flat out, he was like, if you can't buy it with cash, don't get it.
Yeah, but see, think about it. In that era, that's basically how it was because cash was king. This era, cash ain't king no more. Credit is king. Think about how many places you go to now, and they be like, we don't accept cash. You can't even take your kids to a sporting event now. They're like, we don't take cash. Only swipe your card. What?
That's by design.
Yeah.
That is by pure design. And it's that's why I'm saying I'm glad we having this conversation because the rise of credit, or I would call it fake money, because you will have to pay that shit back.
Oh yeah.
That's fake money. You're putting yourself in a dire strait that you don't even see.
But
and then, like you said, anybody that's young, 30 and below, they're gonna run it up.
Run it up. But the thing though too is that people don't understand is cash. I mean, credit can be king if you know how to use credit. If you know how to use credit, like you get a card with $5,000 limit on it, and you know how to use it, and you got the capital to use the card, pay it off, use the card, pay it off within a month time, and jump your credit. If people understand how to do that, then cool. But a lot of people ain't got that capital in order to do some shit like that. That's the only thing that's messed up about it. A lot of people don't understand it, how to leverage credit to their benefit. Because a lot of times people get a credit card and they be like, oh, okay, I got this $1,000. I can go and do this, and this, or get caught up on this, even though they know it, they got to pay it back. But how to use credit for your own benefit. A lot of people don't know it, don't understand it, and don't even care, or don't even have the capital even to leverage their credit to make it benefit and make it work for you. So I mean, we can talk about this all day long. But I mean, at the end of the day, too, I mean, it's about basic control, like we said before. But at the same time, too, teaching a kid the proper way how to use it. You know what I'm saying? If you got cash, all right, cool. But like I said, next 15, 20 years, a kid ain't gonna know what cash is. Like, what? Everything's gonna be credit. Think about it. You're gonna get paid on your paycheck. The money gonna go straight into your account. Everything you're gonna be doing is gonna be done with a card. You ain't even gonna physically see no physical currency.
So the question is since we have our own business, how are we gonna get paid if there's no cash, there's no nothing? How can I get? Well, right now, I guess, have everybody. Well, I guess right now people pay me, and I get a check and they deposit it to my checking account, and
But it's even with anything else, like even with checks, like who writes checks? And I'll be to the point, like even paying bills, I don't even write checks.
With that shit.
Like it's just
You ever go to the grocery store? You ever go to the grocery store and it's that one old lady in the front that's writing a check?
It's writing a check. Yeah, and I'm like, who the hell writes checks anymore?
Who the fuck is writing checks?
Hey, but I do have a couple businesses that write me check, but they want me also to switch over to where they can use their credit card. But that's just me having did that yet. So
I mean, the thing though too is like I accept cards for my business. You know what I'm saying? So like the thing is, it makes it more convenient. Your money a lot of times is right there or next morning. So you know what I'm saying, as opposed to a check, you got to wait for it to clear the bank in a day or two. A couple of days. Sometimes I've had it where it still took up to 7 days for that check to clear. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day too, like huh? So I mean, it just depends on how. Yep. I done had some business. I done had some checks people done wrote me and it took it 7 days to clear. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this age, you want your money now. Well, let me wake up in the morning, the money's in my account. You know what I'm saying? Like type of situation. Right. So the thing is like, it's moving to that. But a lot of people swear by that. I mean, I got a contract with JCPS. They're not gonna pay you. You put a service in the day. They're gonna give you a net. You basically giving them a net 30 is what you're doing. You get paid in 30 days. They're gonna give you a check.
We do have a Ross G. Ross G. Just wait till your social credit score starts affecting your income. That's what the ESG by the big box companies is doing now. They're inserting the social credit score. They have done this in China already. They have done this, and everything that you're seeing in America has already been tested, approved in China. The same thing. If you don't know, your surveillance state is here, folks. That's why when you go to big cities, they got cameras on every street corner to take a picture of you while you not didn't wait for the green arrow to turn on red. They can take a picture of you driving your car, but they can't capture a person being killed or a woman being raped with that same camera. Just let that sink in. Eb, I got to take a second, okay?
All right. Yeah, and it's like when he talking about everybody can't find nothing, when was her name? Carly talking about the child came up missing, or she found a child. They found footage of her, instantly. Well, within a couple days. Within a couple days, they found some footage of her, talking about, when she called 911 and everything. They found her footsteps, her trail within a matter of a few days, and understood that, the investigation was a hoax, but let it play out to see what was going to happen.
I find that just people just look striving for attention. I it didn't even that really didn't make sense to me. I'm still trying to understand how that even works. Like I'm like, what? Like, who does that?
Right, some type of attention. I didn't get it at all. I don't know.
I don't know. I like to know who our people was. If it was my daughter, I'd be like, let me come out. Let me holler at you real quick.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
We do this.
What's wrong with you?
Before we do this. But anyway, we're gonna move on because when Ross had another question, or he just put the national average house cost is now over 500,000.
I wouldn't doubt it.
400,000.
I wouldn't doubt
it. And that's something to talk about all on its own because the housing market has skyrocketed.
Yes, it's definitely a seller's market. If you're selling a house, you definitely can come up. I know in my neighborhood, a house that was a piece of shit, horrible, and I would say honestly, the house is probably worth maybe 150. Crazy, like just looking at it, like decent size house. I think it was like 4-bedroom, full basement. Basement needed to be refinished. They called it finished, but it wasn't technically finished. And they ended up selling the house. House ended up selling for $275. Yeah, $275.
And that's here in Kentucky. That house somewhere else would have been 400,000 or better. That's the thing about it.
Unless you live in Texas, because it seems like Texas all over there, they producing these mansions.
Right.
That's a different living. No state tax. It's a lot of.
Oh man.
You say when you back?
Yeah, I'm all good. You know how I go. When you
but I like this. I like this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a couple more people up next time, and have, at least a few or 4 people on the panel. Because I like watching YouTube, and people got 4 or 5 people up, and everybody talking, not over each other, but everybody talking their point of view. Different light.
Right, and that's what you need. As long as you can talk and be civil, not over talk someone else, give people their proper respect as far as what they're saying. Allow them to get their thought across and get their thought out. Everything is possible.
Yeah, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Because man, I did not plan on doing this YouTube thing. This was not in my book, but it's something that kind of fell in my lap, and so I got the setup for it. I got the people to do it with, and so we getting ready to try it. We getting ready to see. Because it's people that I like talking on here that's, on the other side of the world. Also on the other side of the United States. So, trying to get to know other people is and find out how much we are alike. It's crazy. I've been able to travel the world. I've been overseas. So I've got to experience things that a lot of people have not did, will never be able to do, and can only dream of it. And so it's a blessing that I've experienced that and made it back all in one piece. And I don't have no problems. Here I am now at my age. I'm trying to exercise every day and be the best that I could be. Because ain't no looking back. There is not no reverse. No reverse button. All we can do is move forward. I've learned from what my fathers did, and so I'm trying to take the knowledge he has learned, what he gave me that I've learned from him, and the knowledge that I've learned on my own, and continue growing. I'm trying to spread the love is what I would like to do. I would like to get what I got and show other people that you can get this too.
I totally concur with that. I totally concur with that. But I have to say that I have never seen the devil so rampant in my life. I have never seen it like this. I mean, this is the age of debauchery for real. To where you're seeing, like, when have you ever seen a male stage performer, artist, whatever, besides Prince, go beyond Prince? I mean, go beyond what Prince was doing. I ain't never seen nothing like that. But it's happening now. I think that a lot of this stuff that's going on is because people have become weak mentally. People have become weak morally. And they're subscribed to, I hate this word. And if you actually look at the word, you understand why I hate it. Everybody throws up this word culture. 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 So you're subscribed to a cult that you prefer wanting to listen to. Isn't that correct?
Yep, I agree to that.
Because it's a culture. But the first four letters of it is cult. So you have to be subscribed to listen to this cult. Sure. So what do you expect?
It looks like Ross G asked, are we in a war of good versus evil? It go along with what you're talking about.
Yes. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But it's a good versus evil in the mental and in the hearts of men and women. That's all it is. Because once you get past your fleshly desires, then you won't have anything else to fall on. What do they call that? A vice. Isn't that what they call it? A vice, right? You get rid of your vices. Now what? But all by me saying all of that right there, I do have something that illustrates perfectly what I'm saying. And it's rather graphic. It may contain things that you probably won't like, images you won't like, but you should really know what I know.
Let's see it. You got something to share?
Yes, I do. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Let me remove that one. Let me remove that one and bring up the right one. Now, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I just want to put it out there, okay?
Feel about what? What is it?
It's Paul Harvey, If I Was the Devil.
Okay, so we're doing a reaction. We're going to do a reaction video to this.
I want your reaction after seeing this, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm just saying for all purposes, you know, whatever you playing, you know, is whatever they supposed to say. We ain't got the copyrights to it.
No, I got the copyright to do it.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I got the copyright. That's why I pulled this up, because I got the copyright to do it.
Yeah, well, let's let it play there.
All right.
Fair use is what they say.
For the devil. If I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness. And I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree.
I can't hear what they saying.
Our necessary to take over the United States.
Can't hear it.
I can't hear what they saying now. Whatever they talking about, I can't hear no words. It's
Really?
very low.
It's low. Okay, I'll
Yep.
try this again.
When you hit share screen, make sure that bottom left button is clicked.
Bottom left button.
When you hit share, when you hit share screen and you choose your entire screen at the bottom, share system audio.
All right, hold on. Let me redo it. See, it's not saying that on my end. It's just saying share screen.
Now, when you hit present, you hit share screen, and then you're getting ready to share an application window, your entire screen. And then at the bottom left-hand side, that says share tab audio.
I see it now. I went to the wrong one. I just went to window. My bad.
We learning. We are learning, brother.
All right, now I got to pull this back up to the point. I think it was at 250. What was it? 322.
I don't know.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah, let's see what it is.
I got it. You ready?
Go.
Hello, Americans. I'm Paul Harvey. If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. Greed. So I set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of the serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve. Do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good, what's good is square. And the old, I would teach you to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flame.
The president of the United States is racist.
If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to rely on intellectual discipline.
And I think they said that it's a bad echo in the video you playing.
I have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could have been
I'm hearing it's a bad echo in the video you playing.
and in his own churches. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who want it until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. I would caution against extremes.
I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game.
In hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's
What'd you say? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, man, I think I've seen something like that before. That is an interesting movie or a little clip. You know, it sounds like someone saying that they have the plan. They had a plan that they executed to take over the world.
Oh, it's working. It's working. It's definitely working.
It's working.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's working how they want to work. They're not doing it at a rapid rate. They're doing it at their pace. The COVID thing, they talking about in 2025 supposed to be something else supposed to come in 2025. Thing is, are we ready for that? Because they ain't gonna be giving out money the way they was last time. They ain't gonna be giving out free food. It's gonna be fend for yourself, get it how you live, champ. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Mark, you ain't heard the latest greatest?
What?
We're going back into lockdown.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
No, I'm talking about in October 15th through November 30th this year. The government is already buying PPE.
They already got the date.
They already got it. Me and Ed was talking about this the other day, wasn't we? They got 3 more variants that's coming out because of people that went and took this shot. Sorry.
They had it on NBC today. NBC the News today is talking about the new variant. It's talking about it ain't as dangerous as the other variants. That it people are not getting the same symptoms, but they are getting positive of it. And so they're coming out with some type of excuse to do.
They already got a new vaccine for it.
Right. They got a new something for you to take.
Yep.
They already got a cure. They cause an accident and that'll fix it.
Shit, everything got a damn cure for it. Shit, all this shit's man-made. Cancer ain't no cancer. Cancer is an American fucking disease. The cancer don't exist no fucking where else but in America. Shit. All this artificial shit that we eat over here, food don't even taste the same over here than it does overseas. And I've been overseas. I've been all in Europe. I've been. This food don't taste nowhere near the same. It's all different. It's different. So much stuff is banned overseas that we eat daily over here. It ain't even funny.
We can't export nothing to nobody as far as food.
Nope.
Ross G, you are right. If I was the devil, it's Paul Harvey from 1966. You are correct. That's Paul Harvey. That's how long ago that was.
What are they patent? He threw down a patent number. Can you pull that patent number up? What is he talking about?
That's the patent number for the new variant shot that's coming out. He's right. He's on it. He on it. I already know about it. I sure do. He's absolutely correct. Majority of all they patents and all they bills that's built for us that's really bad always have 3 6s in it. Go figure that. Can't make this stuff up, man. Now I'm to the point I want to say, anybody saying that coincidence this or coincidence that, you're a moron. Ain't no such thing as a coincidence.
This just made by design.
That's deliberate.
It's just no different than Trump's ass. How you get felonies and you're still out here running the streets? Like ain't none of my partners that got felonies out here running the streets. They can't even vote. This man can still run for office. Like, I mean, everything's by design. White privilege is scum.
That's funny. That's literally funny to me.
All this is by design. All this is by design. Like we talked about the other day. I mean, they ain't trying to hear us. They ain't trying to hear nothing we got going on.
Well, the reason that it's like that is because voices was never ever brought to the forefront for the people to hear. It takes individuals to stand up and to say something, not sitting on your hands or just going along with the program. And see, that's my problem right there, is the people that's just going along with this and acting like everything's going to be okay and go back to normal. When you give up a certain amount of your freedom for security, you are becoming something you have no clue.
Yeah, but see, you got to understand though too. Like everybody, it's just like in the workforce. Everybody's not designed to be a supervisor or a boss. Everybody's not designed to stand up, and it also comes from the leadership that it is. Who's gonna be the next Malcolm? Who's gonna be the next Martin? Where are them people at? Who's gonna be the next to get people to follow them and to believe in what's going on? Where are them people at? Understand? Because shit, the NAACP ain't where you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, like where are these people at? I mean, you got a lot of activists, quote unquote, they say activists, but I mean, by design, there are people who's on the back line who decide to speak up and they don't mind speaking their mind, which is great. But where are the people who people idolize? Where somewhere in that crop is somebody who actually will speak their mind and will have people follow them. But when is that gonna happen? That's the question of the day. So that the masses will wake up.
I'm gonna go ahead and reiterate what you're saying, because there was one, and a lot of people kept looking at him like he was a fucking nut, and he wasn't. That's Kyrie Irving.
Yep, I agree.
Kyrie Irving would not budge on his beliefs. He stood on his convictions. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Get away from me with that.
But see, let's back it up. For him being the man he is, multimillionaire, he could afford to do it. The way that they handle these people in the workforce, in the medical field, with these hospitals telling them they gotta get the shot, they gotta do this and gotta do that. That's what's fucked up. So you try to tell a person they gotta get a shot or they lose their job, take the risk of losing everything that they own on the street because you try to say that they gotta have a shot in order to continue working to support their family. That's what I found fucked up. Kyrie, I mean, he did what was right. He stood on his shit. He definitely did that. But at the end of the day, he could afford to sit out for a whole fucking year because he's a millionaire. He could sit out for a whole year, take a whole year's pay cut, and do what he did. The man gave the WNBA millions of dollars so that they could continue to pay their players during COVID. So he could afford to do it. But for the everyday working person who had to get a shot because if they didn't, they would lose their job because they was a nurse or a nurse practitioner or a fucking LPN or just a cleaner in the hospital, just a step foot in the hospital, they had to get the shot. I didn't find none of that for him. None of that for him. And it's a domino effect. Huh?
I'm not gonna lie to you. You are absolutely correct, because you got to look at jobs like Tyson Chicken. You got to look at jobs like Carhartt. They force their workforce to take that. And Ross, you're right. Ross in the chat, I hear you. I hear you. I feel horrible for those who are forced by employers to get jabs so they can continue to feed their families. And you know what the bottom line of that is? I know people that did take that jab and then got fired.
Yep.
Fired. They still complied.
My wife was a nurse. My wife is a nurse. And she still has her job, but she knew quite a few nurses that lost their job because of that shit. Quite a few. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the thing about it, man. Like the whole situation, it is not fair across the board. They make you do this. And then at the end of the day, too, if something was to happen long term, you can't even sue the manufacturer if something happened to you because based upon you taking the thing. That's the even worse thing. So now in 10 years from now, we ain't gonna see the commercials. If you took what's it called, Moderna or whatever the other bullshit is called, if you took them, please call the law offices of such and such and such. Them you ain't gonna see them because you can't sue nobody.
Well, I will say this. I will say this about that. See, how they set it up was that it's not so much that you couldn't sue them. What it was is that you complied.
No, you was a guinea pig. So when you're a guinea pig,
listen to me. Yeah, you right. I'm not disputing.
You was a guinea pig. Is what you was. There's no different. Hey, if you live, you live. If you die, you die.
You die.
was a
Yeah,
guinea pig.
yeah. It's not that. See, now you get mad. Come on.
That's what people was. Guinea pigs. Shit. They could have gave people that shot. People could have been just falling over dead 10 minutes after taking that shot. They didn't know what it was gonna do. Shit.
But this is my point. They made everyone in America, so they thought to get this. But they did not give anyone that came across the southern border no shot. You know what that's called?
What?
Replacement migration. They knew for a fact that this was going to, if you took this in 2020, that means by what they're saying, I don't know if you know about Agenda 2030, by 2030, the people that has taken these shots will be gone. This is a slow kill shot. Some people, instant. Because their immune systems wasn't right. But that shot was made to redo your DNA. It's an mRNA shot. mRNA. It was designed to do exactly what they're telling you. So if you'd have did a small amount of research, I could pull up the person that actually made it, Dr. Robert Malone. Dr. Robert Malone made the mRNA shot. He made it, created it. I got on this stream and they had him on, and I asked this lady to ask him, what protocols did you have in place that your product wouldn't be used for nefarious purposes? You know what this man said? I didn't care about that. I cared about my purpose. Do you hear what I'm saying? He knew exactly what he was doing. He's getting money to create this bullshit. And then bam, here come the rollouts. Here come this, here come that. This has been going on. I'm sorry, Ross, it's been going on way past 1993. Way past. To tell you the absolute truth, this plan was put in effect in 19. Dig this. You're gonna stump on this one. 1964. 1964. If you look at the eugenicist plan from 1964, what they wanted to do was remove black people because Margaret Sanger, the head of the eugenicists at the time, said black people are weeds that need to be reduced. They've been telling us this for over millennia. Bill Gates' dad ran the eugenics program. He inherited. You think this guy just thought of all of this stuff?
No. He got the money to keep it going.
No.
It wasn't so much the money of keeping it going. If you knew the Carnegie Endowment, if you knew what the IMF was, if you knew about the Ford Foundation, if you knew about the Bilderberg Group, all of these plans was in place way before we are here. This was happening in our great-grandparents' time. That's why I kept saying about generational ignorance.
You all right over there, brother?
Man,
Just a little hard. You come get you some water, man.
Yeah, go ahead and
trying to tell you, I'm sorry.
I know that's what I had to go do, man. I had to go get some water. We've been going for an hour and 19 minutes.
It's just that I look at the plans of these people. a look at the plans of these people. They put it out there. Every criminal tells on themselves. Every movie you seen, don't you see how the criminal monologues to say how they gonna kill the bad guy while they got it captured? And don't kill the guy and he gets away and end up doing what? Saving the day.
Saving the day. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. See.
93 was when the 2030 initiative was put into place. Actually, in 93, that's when they put their 2023 act up, not 2030. If you don't believe me, what was it? Contingent plan, hold on. Crimson Contagion. You can look that one up. Also, you can look up what is that other one? Crimson Contagion. Shoot. Now all of a sudden it's slipping my mind. Event 201. Event 201. Crimson Contagion, Event 201. If you don't know about Operation Paperclip at this point, I don't know what to tell you.
And see, I've heard of that on YouTube. I've seen plenty of videos about that.
Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, because I think that's the one. What is Paperclip? Is that the one where the German the scientists come over here?
Operation Paperclip is when we took all of Nazi Germany's top scientists after Nuremberg trials, brought them here to continue doing their research. Correct.
And that was after World War II.
Yes, sir.
And it's crazy. And that's when NASA was born after that.
NASA was born because we had those German scientists.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It was born after that.
Yeah, directly after that.
What is the NWO population reduction plan? Is from 1946. Oh, national war. No, national. What is that?
No, that's the New World Order.
New World Order.
Yeah. Don't you remember when Hulk Hogan was walking around back in your wrestling days? New
Right.
World Order. He was promoting the genocide of people. I'm serious.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. I remember that.
That's what I'm saying. It's subversive mental stuff that they use. They know what they're doing. They've always known what they was doing. Because the whole thing is about depopulation. Don't you remember that Georgia Guidestone said, how many people are supposed to be on the planet?
How many? I never heard.
500,000. It's either 500,000 or 500 million. 500 million. How did the Georgia Guidestones get blown up? You ever see the footage of that?
I seen some of it. I seen some of it.
I sure did.
I mean, someone had to go and didn't they go put dynamite on it and blow it up?
Bro, they got cameras all over that spot.
But isn't that what happened? Someone went up to it?
Not with dynamite, but they went up to it and they laced it out. They laced it out.
Yeah, and then they what? They just they took it down, they demolished it and leveled it.
Oh, it was blown up, bro. That shit was blown up. That was orchestrated.
And it was what, three towers or 3 tablets?
The size of a fucking truck.
Right. But it was built in the 80s, though. Someone did that in the 80s.
And actually, Ross G, the NWO didn't change its name to the World Economic Forum. Before it was the NWO, it was the Bilderberg Group. It was the Trilateral Commission. You look those up. That's how everything started. Because at that time, none of these entities, you was called a conspiracy theorist for even saying the names of Trilateral Commission or the Bilderberg Group. But now all of this stuff is mainstream. I see you, bro. And you're right. I'm just going to give you a quick chin up, brush up. You know, I want you to be accurate. I want you to be accurate.
You know, because it's all good information. We all learning from each other. Because like it says, you know, the only stupid question is the question not asked. I like asking all kind of questions.
Well,
I like talking about everything because, you know, secrecy, you know, I guess is, you know, some people say it's the time and place for everything, you know, but, you know, some secrets, you know, I guess you don't need to hide, you know, because you're holding back information. You know, we can't move forward. And what happened in the past don't necessarily you can't look at it as a bad way. You know, you just gotta look at it as information. I learned to what do they say? Eat the meat and throw away the bone. You know, get that information and go. Flip it and turn it into something that you can use. I like seeing the positive out of everything. Everything that negative happens, you know, there is a positive.
Absolutely, I agree with that. But I will say this. I'm not throwing that bone away. I'm going to cook that bone. I'm going to make some bone broth.
Right.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make some bone broth, baby. But yeah, the time is coming that all things shall be revealed unto men. It's that time.
Yeah.
So now it's more so doing the right thing by encouraging and uplifting people that are willing to listen to get the knowledge that they need to know. Because I'm going to put together something for you that will show that if you're not filtrating your water at home, there are so many chemicals in the water tap that's coming out. I'm doing this documentary with a buddy of mine, and I think that you'll rather enjoy it. I do have a national news outlet that really wants this information from me, and I'm trying to keep it first with us before I release it to them.
Right.
I would rather for us to break it first.
Right. I like that. That sounds good to me. And so, man, it is coming up to almost an hour and 30 minutes that we have been on this live.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
I have too.
Definitely.
You know, and so I believe we're going to end it at an hour and 30 minutes. And I'd just like to say, you brothers, I appreciate y'all coming on here and doing this with me. This is something that I believe that we gonna be able to take this to another level. You know, I hope this ain't a weekend thing. I hope we can do this, you know, throughout the week. We'll never know. We just gotta try it, see if it fits in our schedule. You know, this Bridge3Tv is just something that I'd like to get started and learn from you, and maybe I can teach you something. You know, we work together on this. You know, work with the crowd. I love the chat. You know, give shots out to Ross. You know, I seen Aurelius Jr. come in there. You know, I love that. You know, so we gonna talk. We just gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk about whatever the chat wants to talk about. We're gonna talk about, you know, the few things that we got going on and what we figured out what we gonna do. And so you know, I like this, and hopefully we get a couple more people, like I said, up here on the chat, you know, because then that's when things really get going. You know, we get a different view of people. You know, I want to interview some people, you know, sit down and get to know people and talk to them that way. We all three got businesses. I want to learn other people that have businesses. That way we can connect. You know, this is a networking outlet. That's how I see it. You know, because if we all work together, we can grow together. We don't need nobody but ourselves. And so on that note, you know, Straight Smoke, you got anything you want to say in the last words?
If anything, all we can do is be the best for ourselves every day. Every day that you get up, every day that you do anything, be the best who you can be. Don't look down on anybody. Always understand some people go through some things you will never understand, and it's okay. Just be supportive. Show empathy, not sympathy, empathy. And always know that you can make a difference in somebody else's life.
Right on. All right, Mar, you got anything you want to say?
No, man. I think this shit is definitely something that needs to be talked about, something needs to be had. I think that we're throwing information out there. Somebody's gonna devour this information. As long as we put in the right information, people need to know the right topics. I mean, this is definitely something that's definitely open some eyes up.
All right. Well, this is you know, Chopping It Up on Bridge3Tv. And so we'd like to thank the viewers that came out and checked this out. You know, hit the like button, subscribe. We got a lot more content coming. You know, we just want to keep it real with y'all. Y'all keep it real with us. And you know, peace out. You know, y'all have a good night.